My question is to the Prime Minister. In August, National Cabinet committed to strengthening renters' rights by ending no-grounds evictions, limiting rent increases to once a year and phasing in minimum rental standards. But 3 months on, not enough has changed. Renters are facing the highest rent increases since 2009, continued no-grounds evictions and rising power bills because of poor home energy performance. When will the commitments made by National Cabinet be implemented across all states and territories? And will this include ending no-cause evictions at the end of a fixed term?
Give a call to the Prime Minister.
I thank the member for Wentworth for her question and for her engagement on housing issues, something that she has taken as one of the issues that she'll continually raise in this national parliament. We know that a lot of people across Australia are finding it tough to find an affordable place to rent. More than 30% of Australians were renting a home at the last census. We hear renters' concerns and we're acting to address them, and that's why at National Cabinet in August the Commonwealth State and Territory governments committed to a better deal for renters to harmonise and strengthen renters' rights across Australia. Now, I'm asked about what has happened since then, because obviously state and territory governments are responsible for the implementation of that, and I can indicate to the member for Wentworth that at National Cabinet next Wednesday we of course will hear a report from states and territories as well about the actions that they are taking. But there certainly has been substantial action in South Australia. On November 1 they introduced landmark rental reforms to the Parliament to improve security for tenants. They introduced prescribed grounds to terminate or not renew a tenancy, extend the notice period to end a tenancy from 28 days to 60 days, allow tenants to have pets in rental homes, protect tenants' information, ensure rental properties comply with minimum housing standards, provide additional support for victims of domestic violence. In Queensland, the Palaszczuk government doubled the rental security subsidy after the Housing Summit to cover up to $10,000 for 12 months. And in the last quarter, between July and September, $9.7 million was provided to almost 1,700 new households for things like rent increases, bonds and other supports. In Victoria, on November 14, the Minister for Consumer Affairs, Gabby Williams, announced that organisations delivering support for renters in the private market can register for the $2 million rental stress support package, which is there. These organisations provide information, advice, advocacy and legal assistance to Victorian households. In Western Australia, on November 9, the Cook government announced that new regulations for unhosted short-term rental accommodations in WA, along with an incentive aimed at returning some properties to the long-term rental market to help to increase housing supply. All short-term rental accommodation providers to be required to register properties. New $10,000 incentive for property owners to transition existing short-term rental accommodation into long-term rental homes for West Australians, and reforms to provide consistency across the sector and clarity on what is required to operate a short-term rental accommodation property.